Refreshing stories. My name is Hiroshi. I was investing as a student, and by the time I was in my 30s, I was able to support my wife and children on stock dividends and rental income alone. However, my wife told me that it wasn't good for my child's education to have his father at home 24/7, so I always went out to do some kind of work. And now, I'm working as a temp at Abigame, a medium-sized game company.
Chief, the main character design is almost done. Can you take a look?
Sure, let's see. What the heck is this?
What do you think? Is it good?
The first two are good, but all the rest are bad.
What? I painted it really nicely, though.
What's wrong?
Hiroshi, the chief is harassing me.
Chief, please don't harass Miss Kanzaki.
You idiot! There can't be any foreign warriors.
Oh,
But now is the era of diversity.
What we're building here is the Sengoku period.
You're too old-fashioned. I think it's nice to have a variety of characters. Hiroshi, don't you think so too?
it's just a pain for you to draw, isn't it?
You got me. You're right. It's hard work creating 10 or 20 faces with just Japanese people. From a distance, it's hard to tell them apart.
Think about the worldview.
What an evil company. I'm going to sue.
Put yourself in my shoes of having to deal with evil employees.
It's not easy being a full-time employee.
Yeah, it's like we sold our souls to the company. PS4 is totally going downhill, and I'm worried about the future.
I mean, even when we were successful, people were always saying that we were just second best or a ripoff of some other company. There's a limit to how much we can take advantage of a trend.
The problem with our people is that they do things too slowly. Right, Mr. Mushroom Head?
Who's Mr. Mushroom Head? Just so you know, it ain't my fault that the release is postponed. I just find and report any remaining bugs. I'm not the one bugging it. As you can see, Abigame was approaching a decline, both in terms of sales and human resources. So the president of Abigame took a bold step one day.
As you all know, our company's sales have been declining year after year, partly due to the economy. So from now on, I would like to boldly change our policy to stop chasing trends and rather create groundbreaking games. Therefore, if you come up with even the slightest interesting idea, please bring it up to the administration.
President, I just came up with one right now.
You're a temp, so you're not allowed to attend the project meetings.
That's what's wrong here. So I started developing a new game on my own, in between work. Huh? What are you making, Hiroshi? I'm making a new product. The president said the temp isn't allowed to interfere, so I'm trying to make a real one to show him. Hey, your job is programming, right? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. Rather, I've been forced to spend a month doing things I could have done in a week before. I thought I was absolutely inefficient, but the chief told me to not cut corners. I see. The point is, there's a way to handle it that only an expert would understand. Anyway, can you do a little playtest for me? Looks really boring. No, it's not. Is this a game for girls? It might look that way, but it really isn't. I started making Pinky Prima, a game where the player becomes a poor ballerina and succeeds. As for the images, I purposely used pixel art. This is an action RPG? You use ballet tricks to jump and step on your enemies? No.
Her name's Rita White, a ballet girl with no relatives. Rita's story begins with a pair of point shoes left behind by her mother.
There's full voice in here. I got my wife to put this in. Oh, I knew I heard that voice before.
The goal of the game is for players to grow up with Rita and win the title of Prima on the big stage, Swan Lake.
It's a girl's game, right? It's not. The genre is dark fantasy. Seriously?
At the start of the game, players can choose one of 3 skills: nail, razor, blade, or charm.
Nail? Razor blade?
There are some powerful rivals in the ballet troupe that no amount of practice can compete with. You can choose to hurt Prima and drag her down, or you can seduce the chairperson and force them to switch.
See? I told you it wasn't a girl's game.
If you use dark skills, Rita will get the return blood she deserves. The skills that can be learned will become more powerful depending on the amount of returned blood she's been exposed to. Sulfuric acid, frenzy, deception, shotgun. Using every trick in the book, Rita moves closer to Prima's position. This is how Rita embodies the curse of the demon Rotwald herself.
Maybe some of the core audience will like it. You can't try to please everyone. They'll just end up saying it's a duplicate of something else anyway. I then continued to secretly develop Pinky Prima. Then one day, a powerful person came into Abigame.
Well, we have a new addition to our company. Mr. Shiratori used to be a chief director at a major game company.
Nice to meet you! Wow!
We've been waiting for you!
Finally, someone who knows what they're talking about. This will free me from the chief's stubbornness.
Don't be shy just because you're new. Do your job the way you see fit.
Alright! The development of Pinky Prima was beginning to take shape, so I decided to take the opportunity to ask the new director for his perspective. Mr. Shiratori, I've been working on this game during my breaks, and I'm wondering if we could officially submit it as a project.
You're a temp, right? A temp should just do what they're told.
I know that, but the president doesn't seem to have enough ideas, so I thought I'd see if I could be of any help.
Well, I'll take a look at it.
As the accumulated curse grows, Rita is tormented by terrible hallucinations and forced to fight demons.
I see. More encounters. Okay.
The skills that can be learned are also darker and more powerful. Magic, demon contracts, vampires. The dark power makes the audience more attracted to Rita's dance.
Wow! This is amazing! Let's give this a serious makeover and put it on the market!
Really?
Yes! The graphics should be full CG with super high resolution, not these pixelated pictures. Let's make sure the NPCs she meets along the way can attack her, not just her rivals.
But if we do that, the outsourcing cost will be a big problem.
You're an amateur, so don't you talk big to me.
Amateur?
President, we've got a great project.
Oh, so soon?
This is a project that our temp guy came up with. But if you do it this way, it would be a really great game.
I see. If you say so, it must be true.
I know the title is Pinky Prima, but that's lame. So let's do this. Swan Lake, the Devil's Temptation.
Sounds even more unsellable.
I know a few graphic designers, so all we need to do is get a bank loan, commit, brush up, launch, and we'll have a V-shaped recovery.
Great. I'll leave it to you.
Wait a minute. The greatest advantage of Pinky Prima is, bluntly, its low production cost. It will never be profitable, no matter how much you spend.
Oh man, this is why I don't like people who are too old to be temps. How old are you?
I'm just barely in my 40s.
You're turning 50 this year?
That's right.
If you're 50 years old and doing temp work, you're just like any idiot who can stand up and walk around.
What did you say? I'm still a very experienced temp.
A very experienced temp. Let me tell you frankly, since I'm in, I think these individuals are a waste of money. If it were me, I could do the work of 100 of you all by myself. What do you think, President?
Yeah, you're right.
What? What are you saying? What about the Pinky Prima I made?
The idea belongs to the company. President, instead of wasting money on temps, give me an extra bonus.
That depends on the results.
Fine. So you two are leaving me out? Well then, it's I who would say no to such a company.
Adios!
How are you gonna quit your job at your age and find a new one? It's okay. My daughter is graduating from college, and I'm going to retire soon.
I wish I could quit my job like that.
He's a bad example. Then, a few years later, finally, Abigame released Swan Lake, and the dark and elegant concept already attracted a lot of reservations.
Well, now that the reviews are starting to come in, let's see what people are saying.
I don't have enough oxygen.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
What the heck is this? What's wrong? Look at this. Most of the user reviews for Swan Lake have only 1 star.
What? Apparently, Swan Lake, created by Abigame with some random adaptation of my idea, is beautiful in terms of graphics, but the essential game part is completely uninteresting.
Despite the complexity of the system, there is practically only one possible conquering route. The dance part is too simple, and the city is too big and exhausting to move around.
That's why we set up hallucination encounters with demons, to keep users occupied.
But it also says this. It's annoying how the hallucination makes you stop every time you move.
They don't understand anything. Hallucinations interfere with daily life inevitably. It's that reality that makes it so immersive.
What's the point of experiencing real-life stress in a game?
Oh my god. It's a new release, but they're already selling it at a discount. Its retail price is 7,000 yen, but it's already at 2,300 yen on Mercari.
Some people are selling it for 1,500 yen.
For what it's worth, the project was bad. I should never have listened to that old temp's fantasies.
On the contrary, I've been developing my own Pinky Prima since I left the company. I had to make some changes to the setting and system due to copyright issues, but when I started selling the game on Steam, it became a big hit, with many popular VTubers playing it.
Hiroshi,
Who's this?
it's Shiratori. Please, make me your apprentice.
Huh? Shiratori? Oh! You're the princess who got turned into a swan by Rotwald's curse!
No, I'm not. I'm Shiratori. I've been working 18 hours a day at Abigame for the past 3 years. Just when I thought I was finally going to be rewarded for this, they not only cut my bonus, but my base salary as well. I'm a wreck, both physically and mentally.
And?
Why is Pinky Prima selling so well, and Swan Lake the Devil's Temptation isn't?
Well, of course. That's because it's only designed for online play.
Really?
That's right. The greatest secret of the Pinky Prima was the game between living people. They polish their skills, create factions, kick rivals off without anyone knowing. The graphics are crappy, but no matter how many times you play it exactly the same, you never get the same result. That kind of interesting quality is what the game is all about.
You stole the company's idea, so you should pay the copyright fee!
If you want to sue, sue. I don't think there's enough similarity to be recognized as plagiarism. This is how I got a large profit in exchange for my severance pay. Mr. Swan's reputation dropped vertically after he served as the director of the lousy game Swan Lake. He's now wandering the streets with his now bankrupt Abigame, unable to get hired anywhere. Thank you for watching all the way till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. And if you have time, please check out our other videos as well. Alright then, see you next time. Bye.